Hey friends, I've had some requests to do some drills here so that you can practice drilling through the things that you need to be successful in this class. In this case, we're going to use the Practical 1 demo files, which you can download from the website. So I've got them downloaded and emptied out here. We've got a doc file, the PTX file we'll be duplicating and working from, and the mix template to import. So we're going to drill all of the things we learned in exercise 1. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and arrow up and open up this .doc file. That's going to kick open here. I'm going to skip over all of the instructions. You can read through those yourself because the key is I'm just going to drill on how to do these things. So of course, duplicating the file is pretty straightforward. I'd Command Tab over, go down to it, duplicate, Command D. Go ahead and try that a couple times. Duplicate, duplicate. You can always then hold down the Shift key and select with up and down arrows to select these. And then I'm going to delete them with Command Delete. I don't need those. So I've got the doc file, I'm ready, or the PTX file. I need to duplicate it, hit the return key to rename it, and rename 2050-last name -first name -practical 1, I believe. Let's double check our naming. First practical. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and open that up. It's selected Command O. So Command O is going to open that up. Fantastic. So we've got this open. Now setting up our essential preferences, tools, and layouts. Set up IO and Clips window. So set up IO. I need to go through this and default all of my inputs, outputs, and buses. Inputs, outputs, and buses. Hit OK on that. Fantastic. Then when Clips window, show full path. Right click, show, and full path. I did that right on the top of this. Fantastic. Edit window needs configured. You'll be able to go through all these, but I'm just going to go through and click on the ones that I know I need. I need the Smart tool, my tab to transients, grid mode. I need my grid lines turned on. I need that set to eighth notes, it said. I need to set my nudge value to minutes and seconds. And I need to set it to, if I read it correctly, 10 milliseconds. 10 milliseconds it is. So 10 milliseconds. I'm going to right click here to turn on all the other tools. Right click again and turn on the expanded transport. Turn on pre and post roll. Set them both to 1 bar. Count off should be on. I'm going to set it to 1 bar just by double clicking on 1 bar. Turn on my metronome, my MIDI merge, and my conductor. If the conductor changed the tempo, I'm just going to select in here and change the tempo. Fantastic. So now we need to be able to configure the mix window. Same thing. I'm going to Command equals over the mix window and come up to the top where I see something like IO or really any of these areas. Right click on them and turn on the ones that I need. So I'm going to right click on inserts, right click and turn on sends, meters and faders, delay compensation, track color, and right click and turn on comments. Right click and turn on comments. So now everything should be needed there. So that's mostly just coming to the tops of one of these and doing a right click. If I needed to get rid of any, I could alt click on them. Alt clicking will remove them. That's fine. Save and Command equals or Command tilde back to this. Bear claw down, Alt A will fit all my tracks on the screen. Fantastic. So everything should be set to go there. Create, arrange, and color the tracks in order. Create a new stereo master fader. Stereo master is Shift Command N. Then once I'm in my new tracks dialog, I can either click here to make it a stereo, or I can actually hold down Command, right and left arrow, Command right to stereo, Command down arrow to master fader. Hit the Enter key, and that's going to create a master fader down at the bottom. Bear claw down, Alt A. Create an empty MIDI track, name it unused. Again, Shift Command N. I'm going to go ahead and just Command down until I get to MIDI track. Hit the Enter key, and the MIDI goes back. Double click on the name it unused. Fantastic. I'm going to hide that so it's gone. Arrange and color the tracks and clips as follows. Drums, kick, snare, etc., bass, acoustic. It's the same flow that we use pretty much all the time. So I'm going to come over and do it over here on the side. So I'm going to grab all my drums, click on the first one, hold down Shift, and click on the last one. Put that at the top. The hook vocals I know go towards the bottom. So I need drums, kick, snare, top, bottom, and overheads, bass, acoustic, all the electrics, synth, and Vox. Then the hooks high and low. So that looks pretty good already. Didn't require a whole lot there. Okay, let's see. The master, the unused is hidden. Shaker should be hidden and made inactive. So shaker goes beneath this. Right click, hide, and make it inactive. You should notice it go italicized and grayed out. Again, bear claw down, Alt A. Fantastic. So we've practiced those skills. Make groups and fix the performance errors noted. So I need to group the drums as well as the high and the low hook tracks. Click on the drums. I notice I have not finished configuring my edit window. That's going to feel pretty silly. I'm going to right click on here and turn on my inserts, my sends, and my IO. I'll need that. Oh, and apparently I forgot to color all those tracks too. I need to go ahead and color them. So I'm going to select the kick drum, hold down Shift, and select the last one. Double click on the colors over here, and I'm going to change the color to red. I'm going to go on the bass, make it orange. Acoustic guitar is yellow, electric guitar is green. All I'm doing is clicking on the first one, holding down Shift and selecting the last one. Synths are supposed to be blue, vocals should be red. High and low hooks should be orange. Click on the first one, hold down shift, click on the last one, orange. Now that didn't change necessarily all of our track colors. If it didn't change the actual colors of the audio clips, go to your Pro Tools preferences under display and make sure that it's set to default them to the clip color. But in this case, that looks like that worked. Fantastic. Bear claw down, Alt A. So we've got all of our tracks arranged and colored. Now we need to make our groups. So I'm going to click the first one, the kick, hold down shift, click on the last one, the overhead, group with Command G. We call that drums. Now I get a drum group down here that can be turned on and off with a click. Click on the hook track, hold down shift, click on the last one, group, and this is hook. So now I have groups for both my drums and my hook. Fantastic. Now we need to fix the electric guitar error, bass error, and drum error. Okay, fair enough. So these are all labeled pretty clearly. Let's hit play and see what it sounds like. And here we go. All right, so now we need to fix our electric guitars. I'm going to pop over here, make some groups. We fix them. Fix the electric guitar, bass, and drum error. Let's look at that. I'm going to go ahead and just zoom in a little bit. Let's go ahead and see where the electric guitars go wrong. I'm actually going to mute this vocal just for a second so that I can hear things a little better. Always good to go ahead and kind of make sure that you can hear your tracks well. I'm going to turn up these electric guitars and see if I can find where the error occurs. Okay, looks like that one and this one. Definitely on both of those. So the track has gone wonky. Here we go. Okay, so I could grab it from number 1. But I think I'm going to grab it from number 5. So I'm just going to click with my selector tool, select across both of these, copy. I'm going to jump back to bar 3 with *3 enter and paste. *3 enter fixes that. And let's see if it sounds right. I'm going to turn on pre and post roll, which should play a bar. Okay, sounds good, except for these edits. Let's use Control Alt Up arrow and zoom in a little bit on this, and we need to trim these edits over. I'm going to hold the Command key down so it lets me trim freely, holding down Command, add a baby crossfade, add a baby crossfade. And definitely still heard something in there. Let's see if we can find the right spot. Sounds good, and let's go ahead and scroll over to the edge. Do the same thing. I need to find a good edit spot for this. And again, I'm holding down the Command key so that this trims. I'm trying to find a spot with before a transient. And still heard it there. I might need to move this over a little bit. Let's see. Cool. All right, not an ideal spot, but we're going to end up needing to color those. Select them both while holding shift, change to color my clips in my tracks, and they're purple. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and get rid of that fix electric guitars by clicking and dragging. Let's find the bass error. Oh, so same scenario, something went wrong on bar 5 of the bass. You know what? Since it's just a repeating riff, I'm going to steal it from bar 3, *3 enter. I'm actually going to use the start, end, and length markers, which is accessed with the right next to the * key, and I can just toggle through until I get to length. 1 bar, enter, copy, jump straight to bar 5, and paste. Let's see how it sounds. Okay, other than that end glitch needing fixed, I'm just going to hold down the trim tool, see if I can maybe find a spot here between these. This is already in silence, and let's listen. Sounds okay, I think. Except he's playing a little funky timing, but that's actually what he played, so. Don't know why he rushes the note, but that's just what he played. So, okay, now we need to fix the drums. Same scenario. I'll color those in just a second. Throw away the bass, and let's find the drums. Okay, so 6 is obviously screwed up. I'm going to jump *7 straight to bar 7, tap, 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 of the / key. Select 1 bar, so 1, enter, copy, asterisk. Let's jump back to 6, enter, paste. So let's see how that sounds. Okay, I think it sounds okay. Of course, we need to fix our edits, so I'm going to hold down the Command key, Trim it back just a little ways. Go straight to the bottom, holding the Command key, baby crossfade. Holding the Command key, trim it back just a little ways before the transient into the silence, baby crossfade. Okay, so far that's working. I'm going to go ahead and color these clips. Double click, change the clips in the tracks, color it purple. And same thing. Cool, same thing with this bass. Color the clip in the track purple. All right, so now we've got those 3 edits fixed. Copied and fly the line. This ain't even as good as it's going to get. So that's all right. I can do the same thing right here. Let's come in and take a look. Unmute the vocal. There it comes. This ain't even. So it happens right at bar 7. So I'm going to go ahead and I can use the mouse and just select this. I'm going to copy it. Yeah, this ain't even. So I grabbed it right at the bar line of even. This ain't. So I imagine it's going to happen at bar 9. Paste that in. See if that sounds right. This ain't even. Okay, so that works. I'm just going to hold down the Command key and trim this back to a nice quiet spot. Baby crossfade. Delete the stuff after it. Let's see how it sounds. Good. Fantastic. All right, so we've copied and placed and flown the line. And of course, we need to color that clip purple as well. Tracks, clips and tracks. Change it to purple. Fantastic. Bear claw down. Alt-A. Delete the silence and apply fades. And add a 2-bar fade to the end of all audio clips. Simple enough. I'm going to go through and use my keyboard shortcuts to trim this up. Click B to edit. Click A to trim. Click B to edit. Click A to trim. Click B to edit. Click A to trim. Come to the end of these, click S to trim, S to trim, click S to trim, click A to trim off the front. I do the same thing here. I could just do it with my mouse and delete. Same thing here, click A to trim, click A to trim, click S to trim off the ends. And you notice that's moving pretty quick. Just have to drop my mouse in and that will go through and actually trim off the ends of all of these. Now it does say we need to make sure that this is set to, oops, somehow I turned off a few of the wrong things. I need to make sure it ends at exactly 30 seconds. So I'm going to switch actually to minutes and seconds here and find where 30 seconds is. And I'm going to delete everything after. So I'm going to hold the Shift key down and just select everything after 30 seconds. I can also just click and drag across. Since my grid right now is following the 30 seconds, you can see it'll snap there. And delete. Switch back to bars and beats. Rewind. There we go. We need crossfades though. I'm going to select across all these, holding the Command key down and fade with F. Click and select across. Fade with F. Fade with F. I'm holding down the Command key every time so I can just get these very edges. And same thing here. Fade, 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 fade. And I believe that's got all those faded. And now it says I need to add 1 fade at the end. 2-bar fade to the end of the audio clips. So I could either select all of these and hit F, and that's going to fade out the end. So notice I clicked up here on the bars and beats ruler so that it would fade across all the tracks. Fantastic. All right, delete the old memory locations. I'm just going to click on them and drag them, or hold the Alt key and delete them. And import session data to import volume, pan, plugins, and assignments. So File, Import Session Data, File, Import Session Data. And we're going to import session data. And I want to make sure that I go to the right place. So I need to find that practical file that I've been working on. So I'm going to go to my desktop here and find that practice practical and make sure that I've got the correct mix template. There could be other mix templates people have left on your computer, so make sure it's the one in your folder right next to your practice practical. I'm going to hit OK on this, match my tracks. If it says import, do not import. And I'm going to set it to no track data and then go through so it turns off everything. And just choose my volume, my pan, my plugin assignments, and my plugin settings. When I hit OK, it should import everything, including turning down the vocals. So that then brings me to a point where I can hear everything properly. I double check all my fades are done. Bear claw down, Alt-A so everything fits. It looks good. I need to remove the unused files. So Shift-Command-U, like we learned about in class, selects unused files. So that's select unused, Shift-Command-U, and then clear with Shift-Command-B. Shift-Command-B, remove the selected clips. If it says, are you sure, you want to say yes. So there we go. We've got a session ready to be turned in, and it looks correct and according to the guidelines. That's your drill. You can be practicing those same skills, and we'll see you next time.